was very loving, very full of fun. I think he was one of the most joyous of our children. He did a lot of work for learning disabled people and disadvantaged people. And he loved people.
We were having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Coz and James and Emily were in Coz's room. I think they'd been playing Dungeons and Dragons, and Jen said that dinner was almost ready, and Coz said that he'd just going to run James home. And everybody, said goodbye. They were going out the door. It was a really good day. And they went, and then a bit later we heard sirens and didn't really think anything of it.
James was very easygoing, a nice boy really. He had loads of friends. He was very loving and a bit of a comedian. He was very musical, very musical.
He was easy to get on with.
Yeah.
As he grew older, he changed places from being our son to being our friend.
Yeah.
While we were out, we got a phone call from my sister-in-law saying, please come home. So we realised that something wasn't right.
Mick was ahead of me and I was sort of trotting along behind, and I just kept saying to him, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. And he said, no, well, perhaps perhaps it's just something minor, don't worry. But I was saying to him, there is just something wrong. I know there is.
On arriving, the officer was outside with my sister-in-law and brought us into the house and pretty much told us straight away that James had been involved in a collision. I mean, her words were, there's no easy way to say this, he's dead.
Doorbell went, and there were 2 police officers outside. They asked you to go through?
I ran away to start with. I got to the front door, saw the officers through the glass and just went no, and came back in here, and then opened the door and said, we're missing Coram Powell. And they said, yes, can we step inside?
They said that there'd been a collision and that Coz had been taken to Addenbrooke's.
I'll never forget it. Never. That plays over in my mind. When at night time, sleeping, you just see him in that car.
You have a video or a vision in your head, your child sitting in a car, and you feel that you should have been there to comfort him. And
then you weren't.
Tell him everything will be okay. But you can't do that.
We contacted the children and they came up to the hospital. We got to see him, and there was this broken, twisted child. His head was at this angle, and there were patches over him. Obviously he'd been bleeding, and they put tubes in him, and you feel useless. I had failed to take care of my child.
I used to go in there and wake him up if he wasn't awake already.
Yeah, because no alarm clocks would wake him up, would it?
No.
But the thing is, Mick can't get out of that. He can't get out of that.
Still wake up in the morning.
Even now, 18 months later.
And on occasion, put my legs out of the bed and then put them back in again. when it all comes crashing down around your ears.
There are so many lives that have been touched by this one person's actions. Don't do it. It just is not worth it. And it's unfair on everybody else.
If you were in the position that we are in, the crime daily, missing someone because of it's actual murder, as far as I'm concerned, you get behind that wheel of the car with drugs in your system, you are out there to commit murder. And you should think again.
Jill and I know only too well what losing one life does and how devastating that is. So it's almost certain that this campaign needs to go out and it needs to reach as many people as possible. We went out that evening and came back and walked into a world that isn't ours.
We've been there ever since.